Hello, in this video I'll be going over why and how we apply ontologies here at the ENCODE Data Coordination Center. Before we start, you may be asking yourself, what exactly is an ontology? In the simplest terms, an ontology is a network of defined controlled vocabulary terms referred to as nodes and the relationships between them, what we call edges. Ontologies allow for classification and, very importantly, consistency. There is an agreement that when you refer to a specific term, you are not only in agreement about the naming, but also the definition of the term and its relationship to other terms. Here is a very simple example of an ontology. You can see there is a more general parent term of shape and how the child terms square and triangle relate to that parent term. I won't go into too much detail in this presentation, but if you are interested in learning more specifics about how we use ontologies, please check out this paper that was published in Database. Here at the ENCODE DCC, we use ontologies to annotate the samples an experiment was performed on. For example, we use Uberon to annotate any tissue samples, and the cell ontology CL for primary cells. The great thing about the ontologies we have selected is that there is an integration between them, which allows us to leverage the existing connections of terms. We also use the ontology for biomedical investigations, OBI, to annotate the variety of assays and sequencing platforms utilized by our production laboratories. Here are some other ontologies we use. The disease ontology DO is used to describe any disease biosamples. When samples have been treated in any way, we annotate any chemical treatments with CHEBI and any proteins with UniProt KB. The nucleic acid material that is being sequenced is annotated with the sequence ontology. In addition, for any target gene categories, we refer to the gene ontology. This is a figure from the database paper I mentioned earlier that really demonstrates the importance of relationships. Association of an experiment with broader or parent terms allows it to be more accessible. For example, here on the bottom left corner, you see a very commonly studied cell line, HepG2. Because of the connections and relationships defined with other ontology databases, you can trace HepG2 up to the primary cell it was derived from and the organ and systems associated with it. The use of ontologies, again, allows us to leverage existing relationships to facilitate search. If you have browsed the ENCODE portal, you may have noticed some facets on the left of our search and matrix pages that allow you to filter results for specific things of interest. An example is we have an organ facet where you can select specific organs. By selecting liver in the organ facet, we not only get tissue results, we get experiments that were conducted on any liver-related biosamples, such as cell lines and primary cells. Ontologies also define synonyms for official terms, which allows us to use both official term names and associated synonyms in search. Here's an official term for mesothelial cell from the cell ontology that has the synonym mesotheliocyte. If we search mesotheliocyte on the portal, the relevant results are returned because the synonyms are associated with the official term. The field of genomic research is rapidly evolving, and new terms are always needed. The ENCODE DCC actively contributes to and works with ontology databases by submitting new terms to be created. The use of ontologies helps us standardize and curate our metadata, avoiding problems that may arise with unambiguous terms and definitions. In addition, when ontologies are adapted and used by other genomic databases, interoperability is possible, allowing users to more easily compare and integrate experiments from different databases. If you would like further information, here are 2 links you can check out if you are interested to learn more about how we incorporate different ontology databases and the specific ontologies and versions used by us. Thank you for taking the time to learn about ontology application here at the ENCODE DCC. Please feel free to contact us with any questions you may have.